recording it, and I'll ask her about it when I'm warm enough to think clearly. The signal. When I came over the rail, the signal was gone. The 11-second pulse that has been running continuously since we arrived at the coordinate, through the harbor floor, through the crossing, through the anchor watch, through the descent, was absent. I noticed it immediately, because the absence has a quality after you've been feeling the pulse for hours. The deck was still. The cable was still. No vibration. We waited. Hannah with her hand flat on the deck, me with mine on the cable coiled beside me. Nothing for approximately 4 minutes. Then it came back. Not the same. The single pulse is gone. What came back is the double pulse I felt at the moment of contact. 1-1, a pair of beats close together, then the 11-second gap, then 1-1 again. The signal has permanently changed character since I touched the structure. We sat with that for several minutes. Hannah timing the gaps, me timing the pairs. The gap between the two beats in each pair is consistent, approximately 0.8 seconds. Not random, not a degraded single pulse splitting into harmonics. Two distinct beats, separated by a fixed interval, repeating every 11 seconds. Hannah said, "It's a different mode." I asked what she meant. She said, "Before you descended, it was broadcasting. One pulse, signal for anyone listening. Now it's responding. Two pulses, acknowledging something." I said, "Acknowledging what?" She said, "That you were there." I held the cable in my lap and listened to the double pulse coming up through the deck, and I thought about the node's record at 47 Marginal Road, the document that updated in real time. Status active. Investigators confirmed 2. The system tracking presence and updating its records. Rook has updated its record. The descent happened. The node knows. The entry window. I checked the time. 5:43. The entry window closed 3 minutes ago. Neither of us said anything about that immediately. The window closing while I was underwater is a fact with several possible interpretations, and I don't know which is correct. Either the window is a rigid constraint and I completed the descent outside its parameters, or the window governs initiation only, and once descent begins, the node manages access on its own terms. Or the window doesn't mean what the protocol document says it means, and we've been working from an incomplete understanding of the system. Option 3 seems most consistent with what just happened. The node retrieved me, the node changed its signal, the node is operating on its own logic, and the protocol document is our best partial description of that logic, not the logic itself. Hannah said, "The window was always approximate." I asked what she meant. She paused. Then she said, "The document gives a timestamp, but the node activated when we boarded Morwenna, not when the document said. Think about when the signal started." I thought about it. The signal at the harbor, we heard it when we were still aboard Morwenna at the Heritage Dock, hours before the entry window opened on the document. The node was already active. The document described a window. The node had its own schedule. She's been sitting with that discrepancy since the harbor, and she chose to raise it now. I don't know what else she's sitting with. I know she has more. The cable on the deck is still faintly vibrating. Not the 11-second pulse, a different vibration, lower frequency, irregular, as though the cable is dissipating something it absorbed during the retrieval. It has been doing this since I came aboard, and it hasn't stopped. I put my hand on it. The vibration is warm. The cable is cold from the water, but the vibration in it is warm, and that is not a property of metal cables resonating, and I am documenting it because it is what I observed and because I have learned to document what I observe even when I don't have a framework for it. Especially then. Hannah is reading the binder again, the Wraith Restricted Appendix. She has it open to a page I haven't examined carefully, near the back, past the descent protocol section. She's been on the same page for several minutes. I asked her what she was reading. She didn't answer immediately. Then she turned the binder toward me without speaking and held it under the running light so I could read the page she had open. At the top of the page, in the same typeface as the rest of the document, second descent, conditions for re-entry. There is a second descent protocol. I'm reaching for the binder and the double pulse comes up through the deck. 1-1. Closer than before. Not 11 seconds since the last cycle. 8. The interval is shortening again.